Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Croatia, in which it almost looks like it might as well be Greater Yugoslavia at this point when people think about proposed borders of countries that could have been that, but it didn't, and had to be marginalized. But in this playthrough, where anything can happen, well, we set out what we did to achieve and did. And plus, you may notice that the Greek island of Euboea is Croatian, and we're currently making it so, which will be done next year. Now, we created two new vassals, Corfu and Crete. Why these two? Simple. We just wanted to have that old privilege of strong duchies again, because of the loyalty and influence. And also gives me two more diplomatic relations, and you still have the strong duchies privilege when you have at least one vassal. So if I was to integrate one, it would be Corfu. I'd leave Crete out of it because I know the development is better than in Corfu, but give it time. If they really care that they can develop this land more, then maybe one day that I will integrate them, unless I will get myself another vassal state, whoever it may be. But soon, we're about to go to war again, and it'll be another big one, which is just to severely punish these Ottomans again, as their armies weren't defeated in the last war. Well, we're gonna defeat them again, but this time everybody's in position on where to go, and if time allows, here's what my plan is going to be for this war. Take all the cores, all these provinces of mainland Greece, and also return those areas that the Karamanese has claims to, as the Ottomans defeated them in the war. And if possible, we might have to pillage their capital, just to bring some of that development to over here. But I even considered about possibly moving the capital to Dubrovnik to get the development up to 30, because you see, cost for improving the province, if it's a capital city, it can be further reduced, and if I was to move it here, it would reduce it a bit more, even though it's built on the hills. But of course, you're going to need a lot of administrative power for that, if you wish to, get to work on encouraging development, which switch that back to local trade power, just to get more trade income during the duration of this war. And what else? Yes, besides mainland Greece, and returned the claims back to the Karamanese. And if we have a good enough war score, then maybe, just maybe, we'll sack their capital here, which is a fine city, but to me, it would better serve the Karamanese than to us. We have no legitimate claims on Anatolia. Neither do we on the Aegean archipelago, which all these areas here will one day go to Croatia. Because when we say unite all of Greece, we do mean it. But we do not have claims on these islands, especially Rhodes, the big one here. But then again, you say that despite the fact it's less developed. But at least we took that island that is better developed than some of the others. Now if we can get Naxos, good. And what is this? Concentrate development into our lands. And up in our capital. That's for territories only. Huh. That'd be the dirty move. I just thought of it just now. In future wars. Like, what if I did go into Anatolia and don't give it to the Karamanese and have it for myself, and then we could use the concentrate development and bring it on back over here. That is a cruel way to do that. Well, we'd like to centralize Dalmatia, as we are concerned about this, but you'll be spending government progress, reducing its governing costs. It'll take 5 years. Also, it's going to be prosperous soon, so it's going to help with the local development cost reduction. So we'll come back to Dubrovnik in the future. So the state of the military isn't as strong as they used to be. They still got the manpower because they took quantity ideas. But their army is still formidable, but some would think by all rights that we can defeat them ourselves, but no. I'll be bringing all of my allies in. This is the way to severely punish them. Like, they'll still have a good portion of territory while I will take mainland Greece. And the possibility of sacking the capital if the war score allows it. Yes, possibility of it. Key word. But if they enter through here in Gallipoli, death trap. But the two armies will be coming on down because we don't know where the Ottomans are stationed at exactly. As we have no line of sight on where their armies are located. They could be in Crimea, they could be in the Baltic steppe, they could be in Anatolia, or it could be one army in Greece. We don't know where they are. And we don't care. We want to systematically defeat them at a point where it's going to be a hard time for them to recover. And keep in mind, the most developed territory right now for the Ottomans is their new capital. And a bit of Crimea as well. And some of that from its previous owners. But the development here in mainland Greece isn't as great, except for this one. And Athens. Who knows what these names are going to turn into in the Serbo-Croatian language, also known separately as Bosnian, Croatian, and Serbian languages of the names of all these areas. But we're going to come on down now. And also another thing, one more thing. Let me tell you another thing, as one man puts it. Again, saving up all this money knowing it's going to be spent during this war. But after this war, two things that may change for the future of Croatia. I have intentions on making it becoming a republic because, well, since I feel that due to national focus cooldown is good and the governing capacity is fine, but as you know, we are a monarchy, correct? So as a kingdom you have one diplomat, which we do, monthly autonomy change, governing capacity, national focus cooldown. Oh, okay, so it's the same basically on that end. But as a republic, Republican cultural sufferance for non-accepted cultures, which reduces the local unrest, adds more tax modifier and more manpower and more sailors, as well as influence from the burghers, since I have a tendency to favor them, as it's been well established at the fact. So I believe it is for the best that we should become a republic, just to reflect on, you know, the geography of the areas that we'll control, including all of mainland Greece. And taking Greece, which would ironically, we'd be bringing back democracy here. And speaking of Greek democracy, also debating whether or not, which we will accept Bulgarian, Albanian, and Greek cultures to be accepted. But however, this is going to need a lot of development percentage. So yeah, you might as well start developing Greece. Heck, I mean, yes, Dubrovnik, Ragusa is the home of the trade node, which I would like to add more development and make it a world port. But would it also be interesting if I were to move the capital to Athens and develop it to make it the new capital of the, unofficially, the Balkan Federation, which is what that republic is going to become? It's not going to change the name tag, I could tell you that. It's just this very idea of turning this a republic, and of course you're going to see new reform tiers, and debating whether or not what kind of republic it should be. Like, I'm thinking either an aristocratic republic where the nobles run things around here, retaining the old diet system and whatnot, or become a parliamentary republic, which would be the closest thing to having a federal republic, which is again only available for the United States when it exists in a playthrough. Unless you start in July 4th, 1776. And this is coming from me as an American to tell you that sort of thing. So, we'll figure it out. But right now, we must focus on the here and now. Save those administrative and diplomatic powers, and possibly some military too if you need to breach a wall or two. So don't spend it. Save it up as much as you can. Just stock up on the diplomatic power. Also, another reason why you need a republic. You see this? Of how it costs each of this month to maintain? One of these reform tiers involve these policies. You get +1 to hold more of these. That's another driving reason why I'm more going towards republic than retaining a monarchy. So, attention! The war goal will be Athena, which is Athens. They got a few allies, especially Tunis, so that's why we have to bring the Mamluks along to deal with the Tunisians. Genoa and Tuscany will also be for fighting against the Tunisian navy. Commonwealth for the Northern Front as a way of severely punishing them. And then we're going to bring another former ally of the Ottomans, Akkonulu, the Sheikhdom monastic order of the Sunni faith. They will be coming too, so yes, it may seem overkill, yes, it may seem cruel, but hey, Akkonulu's got to deal with the Timurids, while the Mamluks, including the Yas is gone. They're integrated into Mamluks. Okay. So maybe one day the Mamluks will go to India and they got their own trade company. Or is that a European thing? Who knows? They're just going to be rich no matter what. Karamanids won't be there. Which, if they didn't have that truce, they would have tagged along and I would have given land to them. So yes. 500,000. 500,000 in reserves. Deployed and whatnot in total. Of course, Corfu and Crete don't have any yet. But it's a necessity. But I will still integrate Corfu one day. When the time is right. Or if the nobility or whoever's going to ask me to. Time to integrate and whatnot. Unless you want to make it more interesting and just say, hey, who's going to bring somebody else, huh? You know, if we do that, that's going to break their alliance. Since we decide to commit them in. Nobody? Maran Fars. Oh, they don't want to deal with that. That'll prolong the war. Again, we just want this conflict. No belligerence. We'll take Greece, and everybody else is going to beat the holy heck out of them. And maybe one day we'll replace the Ottomans entirely out of Anatolia and get the Karamanese to run Anatolia. Much more friendlier Turkish state to support us in future wars. Let's... No. I know it's about to reach the 15-minute mark after I've been ranting on. There's this man who once said it in the manner. I'm not going to name names, but if you know what I'm referencing, well, good on you. So, the guy once said this. Let's do this? Like he said it in question. And so, away we go. One army may not be enough. Stay in position. Nice view. Time to go fleet hunting. There's one army located. Ah, there's the location of the fleet. In fact, that's their entire fleet. Blockade them. Don't let them escape. Blockade their capital, that'll up the war score a bit. And helps with the siege by a certain someone. The Pope, Genoa, called for a crusade against Tunis. Yes, sir. And we gain more papal influence because we and the papacy finally made up. We don't hate each other anymore. I'll be sure after this war, we'll probably levy a church tax to give us a lot more money, knowing we're an ever-expanding nation that needs a lot of money for reasons. Are you sure you can handle the naval front? Going to the Strait of Messina. Maybe we should let them go and go support them. And who knows, maybe we'll capture a few ships. Oh, you may want to... No. Stay put. If they try to attack here to take a straight crossing, it'll be costly for them. If they go to Gallipoli, costly for them. We're engaging them. None of them are full morale, which means higher chance to capture some of their ships. Since we're part of this crusade, so-called crusade against Tunis, all improvements. 10 ships captured, 1 transport, 7 galleys, and 2 light ships. Well done. Now get them out of here. Where's the big army of theirs? We're taking a cautious approach. We're not going to, carpet siege. They ran off. In this case, get them the repairs. Proceed with caution. We don't know if there is an army down in Greece. Until we have armies sighted. Okay. Well, carpet siege here and there. Well, actually, just only here. Where's the one with the guns? There. You going down there, because there's a fort down there that needs to be taken. Hey, since the army's up there, so in this case, let's head straight for the capital. That'll definitely hurt their war score. Hurt theirs. Whatever terminology you want to use. But don't overstay your welcome. That's how that works. So... large army here, and we got a few generals who has a siege specialist, especially our man here. He's a siege specialist. No need to breach these walls, it'll go down fast, because I don't think they have a proper fort, do they? Yes, they don't. Supply shortage. Okay, you know what? What do we have to lose? Get out there and blockade, just to get the efforts. Double your efforts. Take the objective. They've doubled their size, but they're going to take a while to try to get together unless they beat them to it. Medina, you are out. What do you want? Reparations and all old treaties? Oh, it'll cost me nothing. Yes, sir. Every little bit helps with the reparations. Mamluks are in Timurid territory. What? 3 forts altogether. They are... no. 2. I was about to say they are really... they really picked their defenses well. Islands... Akkunyulu is a very defendable country. Glad we have them as an ally of ours. That would support us in case we get attacked by whoever's aggressor. You're Turkish? No, Kurdish. Okay. Karamanese, but that surname is a Turkish, but yet you're culturally Kurdish. I mean, after all, you do live in a half and half. Kurdish, Armenian, Georgian, and Mashriki. So multi-ethnic monastic order. And you got them blockaded, and soon the Mamluks will probably turn their attention towards Tunis. And thank you for helping us out on the blockades to go for the efforts. 45 days. That's gotta be a record. So that means come here, come get us. Which means we'll likely capture more transport ships, which we honestly don't need. But if you can get a light ship, good. This capital will be sacked for reference, possibly, if Orscore allows, because we'll be taking all of this and give the Karamanese their land back and all that. But do remain at your posts, because we're still blockading them. So here they come. We captured 6 transports and sunk the rest. One heavy ship. That's all they got. Hey, Corfu. And Crete, you got troops too, and you're about to create transport ships of your own. Look at this. Yes, we have Athens, but the unit model or sprites for Greek culture of this current age. Nice hat. We don't typically see that because, you know, I'm sure the separate Byzantine thing is, you know, also a thing. So we have the objectives. Now just take a bunch of forts, knock their other allies out of the war, then we have a good chance of getting what we want. Not just what Croatia wants, but Karamanese too, who are not involved. As we attempt to replace the Ottomans with the Karamanids. profiteering in goods. Citizens of goods grown tired of the local influence of the greedy Balkans merchants. They claim they're using unfair advantages to outcompete local businesses. They demand we step in and limit the influence of foreign traders on the area and return the privileges to our own merchants and artisans. If we do not act, they may take matters in their own hands. We must protect our trade. We don't think much of them. We sometimes fight against them in the past. Once you're done with the Greek front, you've occupied, cover yourself. Yeah, we just want to send these transport ships out. You're in these shipyards. Get them to be seaworthy. I actually want to send an army to Rhodes. Which you actually have a claim? No. It's fabricated. Because, again, that's my intention. Mainland Greece, then one more war with the Ottomans for the Aegean archipelago, and then the rest to whomever. Unless I were getting myself and sell the provinces to them. If they got the money, if they can afford it. Excellent vintage. Experts, our wine experts, believe that a recent vintage from one of our wine producing areas is of superior quality. Our people are happily drinking it. As long as there's some left for me. Excellent vintage for 2 years. That'll calm these people down for a bit, hopefully. "89 days. This fort in Greece is about to fall. Although, honestly, once I take control of that, I will remove that fort. Because that has no reason to be there, knowing it's safe in the mainland. Unless it's going to be like, oh, I don't know. I think Athens is in a better position to put a fort there instead of down there. Even though it's highlands. It's farmlands here. But it's just, we don't want Greece to be the soft underbelly of Croatia. In case of, you know, naval invasions from whomever. Even though they're more likely to come through here rather than down there. Turks. Out there. Head to Ankara. Why haven't they taken care of the Tunisians? Oh, no, they're sending one army over there. They got that taken care of. Oh, heck. There's a port here. Ship them over. We're gonna need those guys. And the honest merchants of Croatia. While many traders are known for their cheating countrymen and foreigners alike, lying about the quality of goods and making fraudulent promises, Croatian merchants are well known to be trustworthy, if competitive, though they may sometimes cut deals that benefit themselves and not their trade partners. They rarely lie or take bribes. This has made us the first choice of traders around the world. March to Zarigrad. And once you're down the siege, get on board to the transport's corner for shifting. We'll be committed to this front, knowing they're going to be coming up to Anatolia soon, if they do come here. Which are going to be fighting hard of it. So, yeah. Why would we lie when we have the best offers? 10 years, global trade power. Our fortunes have increased. Hell. Get a move on. For 20 years? For the tolerance of heretics, even though it's pretty... Eek. I don't know, you want something to get them mad about? Or do... Well, we are getting prestige because monarchists are in power, defender of the faith. This is a crusade. You know, get it as much up as we dare. Because that helps with the global trade power, morale, everything. As well as the aggressive expansion impact, which is a big one for me. Yeah, we're sending our troops to Kornev to get on board of these ships because we fear of a counteroffensive by the Ottomans, as they have got Sinope still under Ottoman control. Head to here. They're committed to this front. We're not going to send our troops to the North African front. Alright, just arrived. Keep us covered. What the... With us. Improvements in government technology. But we do need administrative power so we can core these areas. Speaking of coring, I'm at war with another as a core there. Well, son of a beeswax. Well, do get some more of it. Don't spend that idea. As much as I would like to, but we're saving it. And don't spend it with that either. Because it's going to cost you plenty of diplomatic power for this. And we'll maybe spend it on military, but that'll be post-war to get the new cannon. We're not breaching walls here. Stick together. Yeah, can't go that way, but stay here. Until Ankara falls, we'll advance to Sinope. What the hell are you doing? When most of these areas are occupied to the point where at least two armies can handle themselves, I might send you guys over to the North African front, straight to Tunis itself. You know, they got a lot of manpower there. In fact, Spanish crusade against Tunis, attacking Tripoli in the Tunisian reconquest of Tatooine. If that's how you pronounce that. Much like that planet in Star Wars, but still. Tripoli. We have to assume the Spanish forces are there as well. Okay, Spain's blockading them. Spain, Castilian Brazil, Spanish West Indies, Florida, France, and French Canada. They're in for a world of hurt there. And where are the Timurids in all this? That's why we brought Akkonulu along. You know, once you finish siege, pull back. You're going to Tunis. Straight to the North African front. We're not going to work our way up. We just want to beat the Spanish to Tunis. Don't spend it. Not yet. As much as I would like to. You're mostly good. Or these Spanish ships there will keep them busy. Head to them. Stay safe, boys. Catholic zealots in Corfu. Well, I fear this will soon, you know, get to here, which would undermine our progress a little. Head straight for it instead. Deal with this mess. Ah. Really put a hurt on him. But again, that man. The grand old man of the army. They're still going in no matter what. They're out of manpower. The Spanish have defeated them. It's open season. Wait. Nope, they beat us to it. They're definitely gonna swarm on him. Remain in your position until you recover. Got it? What the hell are you still doing out there? At least we got ships blockading them to help with the siege. No reason to go out there now. Timurids haven't been dealt with yet, but they're working on it. Oh, hell. Here comes the 3-star general to save the day if he can. Probably a little too late. It's a little too late. Actually not. How do the Mamluks have the best generals? What do they eat over there? It's gotta be defensive ideas, and no doubt they have discipline as well. Maybe they're just good at what they do. I'm sure they can handle the Timurids, but I'm also considering sending these guys, basically an expeditionary force, to go take care of those Timurids as well. You got a few guns yourselves, but you still got an army there. Ticker lists. Stop them. I don't want them to occupy the capital. More of these guys. You're leaving it in a month. Hold. Stani. Savoy declared war against Saluzzo. Okie dokie. You're going on an expedition to Persia. Because they got the Tunisians taken care of. They've surrendered. Head to here. Right. How this all looks. Where's the Timurid army? That's the real question. No clue, but they're out there. Straight to the capital. Gave us a conditional access, did you? Saxony. Spain made some big gains. Does devastation affect garrison size? Don't think so. But they are spent. What the hell are we sending the expeditionary force out there? Because it looks like they're all going to come down there. The Tuscan forces. They'll take care of the Timurids. But we're already committed. This is the furthest we've ever gone. Hey, since I'm the vassal of this... I mean, since I'm the overlord, since the vassals did all the occupation. It's all institution stuff. If I were to have that for myself, that'd be great, but I have no legitimate claims over there. Don't forget Rhodes, another fort you gotta take down to help with the war score. Keep it going, old man. Taken care of. Now we're gonna be on their capital. Hey, you missed one. Hey, come on down here. I'm gonna ship you the roads. You know you have no cannons, but we'll bring a fleet here to surround them, since we brought all our guns over there. Okay, now they're in Tunis. I'm sure they'll be punished. Hopefully. We just want to knock their allies out of the war, that's all. What's the development of this area? Damn, that's a good one. Wish I would, you know, sack it, but it's not worth it. It's too little development. Alright, try to make your way home, because it's a long way back. Into the ships with you. The roads. You got it occupied. Okay. No. Blockaded, I should say. 1 sec. Okay. What is it? Pillaged by Croatia. Reparations. Money. Listen here. I got a better offer. What you just gave me. Because that's what you suggest. But I want to save that aggressive expansion when we deal with the Ottomans, so sacking will not be that condition. But the money and the reparations, I can improve that. Could care less about your other issues, just give me the money. 84%. If it's 99, I could definitely negotiate. But all their territories are occupied except for the islands there, but we're on our way there. But I think they got that taken care of. It's just one more fort to fall. Them being blockaded, and the Tripolitanians, which are Tunisians, Berbers, whatever. They lost some influence. Oh yeah, that bank loan that's expired. This is another reason why I've been saving up that money. Repay it. Until the war score is 99. I'll be negotiating. Walls breached already. They got nothing now. I think they've been punished enough. But wait for this one more fort. Yeah, they'll be passing through. I was about to say, Gino, is that you up there? Are you involved in another war? Oh yeah, you're allied with Saluzzo. No, Savoy, excuse me. That's alright. So you're committed to fighting against the papacy, which we got nothing against them now, but Savoy's not our ally, so we won't get involved. "105 days. We won't get everything out of it. Oh my goodness. Tripoli, you have grown. Well, boys, you're going to Tunis. They don't have much of a navy now and very little defense force. Actually, we'll pick you up. It's much easier. It's much more convenient that way. Off you go. Wait a minute, what? Hey, hey, hey. Ship them to Tunis. Not go woo, 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 all the way over there. Ship them, you idiots. We gotta stall for time. War score's 9. Okay, stop. We're not going to Tunis. This is what I wanted. We don't have to knock these guys out of the war. Okay. Here's part of the deal. This is the objective. This is gonna cause high aggressive expansion, I know it. Coalition may form against me, and that's just that. That peace offer value is really low, thanks to, you know, our flexible negotiation idea. You won't get none, so sorry. And I did say I would like to have the Aegean Islands, which we do not have claims to, but might as well. Just the whole archipelago, in addition to mainland Greece. So that's enough. Anybody else? No coalition. And that would be between 1 and 100 aggressive expansion relations penalty. Let's see if you can return all these cores back to the Karamanese. If we can't, then I will give away some. Oh no, you will return all of them. In addition, we won't get war. Aha! And pillage it as well. It's complete. 109. So they're out of the Balkans for good. And of course, that means we would have a land border through the strait still. Gave way to Anatolia. Well, all the areas that the Ottomans have gained have that. And maybe next time when we fight them one more time for whatever reason, I would mostly tell the Ottomans to release some of these nations, and if I were to gain a few of them myself into Anatolia, then I would give it to the Karamanese. If they have legitimate claims to it. And we'd be spending this much diplomatic power. And the amount of cores for all of these areas. Oh, that's a big one. And yes, that's a big overextension. And what little money that we get out of it as well. See, we get 16. It's not much. Before we settle this, how long did this war start? This started in fact, 3 years to this day. Almost 3 years to this day. We obviously took a lot more casualties, mostly attrition, but certainly in combat. So we have severely punished them, the Ottomans. And all these cores will be returned back as settles. So yeah, Croatia's biggest victory ever. Greece is united, minus Cyprus, because that's going to remain part of the Mamluk territory. And I know you're going to feel left out, but that's your own business, alright? Plus, I don't think the Ottomans will be our rivals any longer after we've basically kicked them out of Europe. Except the Pontic Steppe area, but that's for them or Muscovy to handle for now. In addition, sacking their capital and bring it back to Zagreb. Oh, by the way, pay attention. So they'll lose 6 development, we will gain 4 for our capital. And Zagreb's current development is 31. So it's 34 now. So it's official then. And you're back at strength. It's gonna take a while for them to recover. Good timing. Right. So Kostor is again names in Croatian. Kostor, Epir, Arta, Thessalia, Etina, which one out we own the Parthenon, Achaea, Kornev, Moria. Although get rid of that castle. It's not a defendable position. I mean, despite the fact it's highlands, but who would want to go down there? They would rather come up to our capital rather than try to occupy Greece. This is Tikladi, also known as Naxos, Rod, Chaos, and Lesbos. So we retained some Greek names for these areas. But man, oh man. That's a lot, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of, well, not yet separatism, but who knows. And that governing capacity is going to go way up for this. Which again, we did not have legitimate claims, but we took them anyway. So we got them out of the Balkans for good. So we won't get that national idea. But fortunately, we will have these two leveled up now. Standardization of Caliber. So, training fields, chambered demi-cannon, combat with +1, artillery front +1, and artillery shock. There you have it. Bring our new cannons. Replacing the cast iron cannons, here's chambered demi-cannon. The 16th century did not only see improvements in artillery maneuverability, but also in the attempts of standardizing the size and the weight of artillery pieces. Now compare that to the small cast that we have, and this basically doubles it on the ground offense. And this is the only new type, so it'll be like that from then on out. Instead of what do you prefer, but this is a new one, so there you have it. And soon we're about to have a new navy. if you can afford it, as well as the autonomy. So, you got Achaean separatists, Byzantine separatists, Corfuan separatists, Greek separatists, Mauryan separatists. Yeah, a lot of separatism that needs to be handled, and handled now. So yeah, we will get this next level, then we'll save that diplomatic power to start getting these guys to accepted cultures while we still can, since we're still in the golden era. Hey, come back. Just move around. Ah, yes, regimental camp in Zarigrad. We are trying to build this first, which will be finished in a year. Crusade is over. They're still our enemy. Oh yeah, you just wait till our manpower will be doubled when we have most of Greece cored, even though not all of them are good developed areas, but we have this as well. Just thinking about the buildings of the previous owners. Until we fully core it, our trade power hopefully should overtake the Ottomans. To your positions, so we could start drilling again. Now the new ship types: galleon and early frigate. Now we are a bit ahead of time for this. Now you're going to start increasing it, and then you'll be spending on accepting cultures. Got to include the Albanians, the Bulgarians, and then the Greeks. In that order. Comet sighted. Peasants are always superstitious, and the appearance of a comet in the sky has caused panic among our people. They are convinced that this sign of the end times is near, or that something bad is going to happen in the near future. You'll lose one stability no matter what. The economy, fools! Of course, taking all these Orthodox provinces is going to mess with the religious unity, but fortunately for the Aegean Islands, they're all Catholic because of Venice and Genoa separated them, so that helps it up a bit. We have 2 continents now. Now start drilling. Be prepared for any separatist uprisings that need to be dealt with. I'll just keep going. Drill from there. Okay, what's the problem? Root out corruption. Corruption? Oh, yeah, the overextension. Oh gosh, 3 years. Hey, you're not at war, right? Oh, we can get it. Okay, good. Because I need the favors to get some money just to keep it going until we core all these provinces. Most definitely our biggest gains ever. What does this mean for our allied nations regarding aggressive expansion? One, two, 43. Sorry. 43. Oh, very sorry too. I 43. And obviously oh my goodness, are they really that reduced? Knocked it back down to 20. I got number 4. We didn't develop this much, but never exploited my own development unless I'm really, really desperate for something. Alright, it's enjoying prosperity. So yes, the cost is reduced. And if you want to make it a world port, you need 1,000 and development up to 30. And that's why I thought about moving that capital to here. It'll reduce it even more for the development cost. In addition to the edict. What a way to reduce it. Also, all these transport ships you've captured, they... Oh, no, damn it. Not what I meant. Gods, where is it? Stop that. This is what I meant. Get rid of them. $20 light ships and 38 galleys. Well, we could definitely afford this navy until we core all these and reduce the autonomy of all these places. And whatnot. Not to mention a little more income that we're going to get when we turn this country to a republic. Oh, we can't afford to upgrade all of them. We would have to win a lottery to get all that money. That we would remark. God damn it, stop clicking on it. Ship them! Get them to work on a mission. Let's see if I could do something for you. Fleet costs and total change would... Eh. Hey, since we, well, just wait. Because the amount of trade power that we have here now has really jumped up. Especially now that we have Atina. That's another natural harbor. Needs more trade power. Since there's no buildings here, so I'll be sure to build a marketplace here. Just to add some more local trade power, help with the Ragusa trade. And that's the total for now. Not much out of Venice. So we're reducing costs a little bit. New trade research is heretical. Yeah, ignore him, I'll take the hit. Thank goodness that high prestige, aggression, impact, all that. Me just mumbling and grumbling. Oh, so that's why. You spent all your manpower to create all these regiments, and it's going to take a while for you to build it all yourself. Don't make me come back up there. Because if I want to, I could fabricate the claims. Like if I dare go further into Anatolia. Or, wherever. Basically. So we finished our purpose. Just keep an eye on separatist rebellions. We're going to be dealing with a lot of that. $210. 293. Oh, you're not at war. Okay, very good. Since you make the most money there. Since you're a plutocratic republic. Until the corruption is rooted out when the overextension goes away. And maybe spend it on that regimental camp here. Just to develop Tsargrad slightly. Took a drink. Not a state yet, but we will turn them to be once we core everything. January, May, it varies. So yeah, that manages slightly. Another reason with the overextension, that trade power, well, we don't have it anymore. That's why we're making less money. And I'm sure it's going to slow down that government reforms, but knowing all that we have to put it into, and it's don't know if that's going to make the governing capacity be at the max where we can't govern everything anymore. Then we'll have to extend it, so to speak. Oh, more of Africa. I guess Portugal, we have to assume that they probably have a southern tip of Africa as well. And if I'll be surprised if they do go to Goa. That's where the Portuguese held it historically. Just to have their own Indian trade company there. Unless they somehow try to make it their way over there, but we can't tell. Boy, when you look at Europe as a whole, Croatia is really visible. Great Balkan Federation, even though Corfu and Crete remain separate, but is a vassal of Croatia, making it part of it. By the way, the core from Byzantium no longer exists. It's all Croatian now. Really less power? Yeah, why not? I'll save it up for that. You know, we could have had a little more construction costs. Hi. Soon it'll be a serious issue when it gets up to, say, 70% inflation. Production efficiency is another source of income. State House is about to be finished, which what that is it reduces minimum local autonomy and statewide governing costs reduced. Does that mean like that? Okay, so 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, it does. It would bring relief to the governing capacity as a whole. And there goes our diplomatic reputation. But hey, with a deaf advisor, we make little income. Little. Key word. Unless you have a talented advisor that you know of, that would definitely help it if you can afford it. No, we do not. Right, now let's build that regimental camp. Land force limit 0.10. In fact, when you look at it as a whole, very well. Let's do that then. It'll be done in a year's time. Keep an eye on these. You're barely catching up, friends. My Turkish Kurdish friends. Apparently Kurdish, I should say. I don't know if they've always been that way or have not been paying attention. Once it's all fully cored, I will take a look at the great powers of where do we rank. No manpower but 4 ducats. That's all. Raided the coast of Epic. That was you, wasn't it? Again, if I had a lot more money, which we will one day, we are going to upgrade this navy because it seems the Croatian navy plays a very important role these days. Oh, they are definitely raiding. How the hell do we stop these guys? Hey, stop these pirates. If that's how it works, if not, then it's not. Oh my goodness. Somebody's got to stop him. Coast of Brazil. We know it's owned by the Spanish. How do they do that? That you're allowed to raid. Isn't there a mission for that? Anyway, stop getting jittery. As you were. I know you're friendly with us, and we thank you for it, but damn it, stop raiding my coasts. When was the last time I improved relations with you lot? I got that many favors off of you, so let's build up trust again. You've been good to me, for all of you. And if I ever want to fight another war, well, we don't know who to fight other than 2 Sicilies who are often allied with France, which is a big problem with me. Why the hell not? See too if we can fabricate a claim. here or there or anywhere. Because we have expanded all the Balkans. And in the 1600s, if I was to expand somewhere, probably go to Italy. To stick close with my Italian friends. Because we're connected with the Anatolians at the most part. But they're down but not out. Again, reason to build up trust because from one superpower to another, let's stick together. Great power, I should say. Use your words. Corner seamounts. Most trusted ally. Oh, thank you very much. Now you can build a mill. So now you're ahead. Oh, that's good timing. Which of course it's going to be far away there. Then you get to have universities for local development costs. Aha! So now we know what to build in future for Dubrovnik. Make room for the university here. Far in the future. Sure to remember that. Trusts us utterly. One more time, then that's that. Trust us fully. They still trust us. We just want to have our Middle Eastern Anatolian allies that can support Croatia if anyone dares to attack Croatia. While I would try to get a claim out of Venice or by some capacity. Dealing with Austria, though, if I ever wanted to fight against it, which would be humiliate rival, you'll be fighting the HRE and their allies, but also big bad England, which, But again, you have your prior experiences of how you defeated the Ottomans, and if the English were to come, which they have to come by sea, they've lost their European holdings, so they're on their own. And the colonies of they hold of English West Indies and English Columbia. New Providence, Tortuga, they're also allied with. If I was to fight against Austria, I would most definitely sack their capital, honestly. Because, where is it? Look at its development. It rivals Zagreb. Heck, rival each other in development. Only Warsaw makes it better. Berlin too. Paris. Just think of the largest cities in Europe. But of course, none will compare to Zagreb, which the building is about to be finished, so it'll be 55 in development. And Mamluks, the big winners of the Middle East there. 48. Shiraz, it's almost like, it may be ran by the Timurids, but it almost feels like they want to go back to the days of the Persian Empire, but not if Transoxiana, another Timurid country, have something to say about that. New Providence. That is a pirate republic over there. Northeast Sargasso Sea. Sable Island Bank. Too long has Austria threatened our borders, but no more. We've managed to produce a very legitimate document so we have historical claims on overcontinent. Hey, we got some prestige again. And as I stated before, why on earth would I want this area? Not good developed. No fort. But they do have a... Oh, yes. We need to improve defenses. As I said, if I was to have bastions, I would put one there because of high development. And obviously, capital of Croatia. Castles will retain their roles. Base 1 manpower. This may be the last time I'll summon a died since I tend to go into a republic. Prosperity in lands of Dubrovnik. Hey. Get the base tax up to 7. Even though I don't have that kind. Inner Austria. Austria. Good. Well, there's money. Man, they really want to invest in developing Dubrovnik. Okay, then. The burghers are very loyal to us, which reduces development costs. Well, I'll be. Let's do that. Switch it around, then. You convinced me. Wait 1 month. So, Vera's Renaissance, Costa Guest Tales, and all of that. Well, get to work. They say get it up to 10 on the base production, which there is a workshop here, and it's the home of the salt. Well, it's for starters. And since you got all this military power and knowing you're not going to get this anytime soon, why the hell not? That's enough. You need to get that base tax up. As good as the trade value is, but local trade power, yeah, it's very good here. And now we get some money just to keep it going. Good investment. Wish there were better ways to reduce development costs, but that day has not come yet. The world has decided not to entertain the Mamluks' claims for greatness. Not anymore. Hoon's Bermuda. Looks like Spain. Just based on the color there. Yeah, it messes with the trade power. Till it's fully core, we gotta turn them into states, and that means we gotta spend these again. Bit by bit, so we won't be going anywhere. So we're gonna remain quiet till the end of this century. Not as strong as they used to be. And you need to recover. Please. And don't go to war without us. Now it's the Aegean Islands that needs to be calm. Turning all these to a state. Which means you gotta core them fully again. But of course, that's gonna cost you. By a lot. Might as well. But can't get to all of them. Wait till you raise 100. Oh, god dang. If you could slow down that national unrest for a bit, that'll be good. Just wait till 100, so wait a couple of months to core the rest. What's the governing capacity now? Wait. Wait till all of these is fully cored before I will make that transition. Portugal. Slow it down, read the news. They tell us of the first circumnavigation. Our fleet set sail to find a western sea route to the rich spice islands of Indonesia. It took them 99 days to cross the ocean westward after they found the Strait of Magellan, located near the tip of South America. The strait was treacherous, and when they finally reached the ocean, the captain wept with joy. The ocean was so strangely calm it was named the Pacific, from the Latin word for tranquil. The fleet's captain died from a wound caused by a poisoner when assisting the chief of Cebu in conquering a rival tribe. 2 of our ships had survived. 1 tried to return across the Pacific but perished. The last ship continued west and sailed across the Indian Ocean, rounded the Cape of Good Hope, as if arrived at our port. It became the first ship to circumnavigate the globe. It's 100 prestige and big naval tradition for Portugal. Glory to them. No unrest. No unrest. Everybody's gonna stay quiet. And turn this to a state as well. That reduces governing capacity, actually. Because the whole territories thing. Wait till June. And wait a couple more months till we fully core it as well. So it barely held on. Everybody except the Ottomans, separatists. So they're all quiet now. And these damn pirates are at it again. I'll reduce the autonomy out of all of them soon. Just wait. You just won't quit, do you, old man? 78. You should not be out in the field. It feels like he served this army through many of Croatia's great wars. In fact, he might as well be the one who was the hero of conquering the Balkans under the Croatian flag. as we all know, the Croatian flag now flies over the Acropolis here. Now that we have a good look at it. Okay, so the culture is Greek here, yes. But you have to be a pagan and has the owner's culture. Oh, excuse me. Have culture that is good about it. Oh, don't worry. The Greeks will be an accepted culture one day. That's why we're saving up that diplomatic power for. Because we just want to make sure of things. So, 95. Okay, that's barely all of it. Actually, not quite. So, to coral any of them. Do the math here. Damn, that's gonna be a lot more. That means we're gonna be... Oh, don't worry about it. You know what you meant. Gulf of Guinea. We don't have a grudge with the Papal States anymore. But we make a lot of fortune here. What's the trade? Send it to Venice. Even though these are just only light ships, most of which aren't even upgraded yet. Go to there. Oh my goodness. The Ottomans have gone bankrupt. We've severely punished them, alright. You're no longer the sick man of Europe. You're the sick man in the Anatolia. And one day, the Karamanese will finish you off. Hopefully, you will be there. Not turning it into a republic yet until all the provinces are cored. So we need a more than 100 administrative power now. Porto Seguro. Well, now you can see going further this way. Costa Verde. Why the hell not? More ship trade power propagation. So that means pay attention here of how much we're about to collect on this one in the coming month. Little, but still. The coast of Santa Catarina and South Brazil current. Oh, the General Dragutin Drašković. He died in an accident during the drilling session. The drilling's now stopped. His infantry troopers mourn him as one of their own. Yep, the hero who helped liberate or conquer Tsarigrad, Bulgaria, Thrace, Macedonia, Greece, Aegean, and whatever campaigns that he took us from. And not to mention the actions in Italia. He served a long one. Even though we kind of transferred him there, but still. Because he used to be part of that army, which is now owned by a greater general. And we're almost halfway, 100% of army professionalism, but time to go pick it up again. 2 fire, 3 shock, 5 maneuver, 1 siege. Drill the men. You've been getting a lot of new monarchs. What kind of administration are you running over there? Do you do a States General like me? Government cartel, no privileges. General estates. So they gone for political absolutism. Yearly absolutism, maximum absolutism. So they don't do elective. Correct. Do they even do royal marriages of fellow Muslims? Oh, by the way, they're Syrians, not Circassian anymore. What the heck? Some good government. Do they serve terms or what? Administrative clergy. General estates. General estates versus States General. Whereas we tend to become a republic because of that, different reasons. Because we live in a multicultural society. Brazil current. So they bankrupted themselves. That means they've severely weakened themselves. Wait till 150 administrative power. What did the Austrians do to piss them off? Okay, this is a big one. Let me read that in a moment. Close that door because there's a bit of wind in here. Slow it down a bit until we get the cores up soon. The Cabinet of Curiosities. The exploration of new lands and the opening of trade with distant nations has brought all manner of curious objects to our shores. It has become fashionable to gather collections of these often bizarre items and display them alongside more mundane treasures such as portraits and religious icons. These fantastic collections include trophies from strange or mythical animals, artifacts from unknown cultures, rare minerals, and brightly colored shells from foreign shores. These cabinet exhibits are visited not only by the curious aristocrats, but also by naturalists interested in scientific value. Of course, it would sometimes turn out that the prize unicorn horn is simply a tusk of a narwhal. For 10 years. A free church in Lesbos. Because there isn't any buildings, I recall. And it isn't gonna do much for the tax income, but every little bit helps. I mean, we do make very good income now, but just hang on a minute. Just say that this is silly. We should patronize religious institutions instead. Central South Atlantic. It's almost like the majority of Croatia's rulers were at one point Navy men or into more than Navy, which is fine. Collect a lot of trade here. Does that mean 44, 47? Oh, we're really close to overtaking the Ottomans, having a vast majority trade power here. But of course, if you want to do that, perhaps taking more of Anatolia wouldn't hurt, rather than give it all to the Karamanids. So we'll probably reconsider about taking more coastal land. Back in the days where Pontic Greeks used to live there. You got it. Our officers are experimenting new ways to drill our already superbly drilled army. They seem to be raising the overall level of military thought of our nation. I like military thinkers. Military technology costs reduced. Of course, that'll be a while before we get into that sort of thing. $151. Now, core the rest of it. Okay, one more month then. And then we finally get it, and we'll reduce the autonomy of everyone. And that will help the Ragusa trade go up and a bit of Constantinople, the trade power of Croatia in these areas here. There. That's it. Now we gotta accept the Greeks in here. Cost 88. Bulgarians and Albanians. Because the latter two are of South Slavic group. So now we are truly a Balkan Federation of all these cultures. You keep using those words. Boy, these Portuguese knew a lot about the world, more than we ever think of. So no longer you'll be spending diplomatic power. So you're gonna have to save it up for all of these sort of things. And meanwhile, spend at least one technology for this. And at some point in the 1600s, we'll finally get that damn inflation reduction down, as that's starting to become a concern. Now, reduce the autonomy of these newly won gains here to help out with everything. This will help the Ragusa trade node. And if these people don't like it, we'll put them down in an uprising. For Constantinople. No effect. Yeah, we'll be dealing with all sorts of separatism. Oh, that's why there's no autonomy here. Actually, that's Naxos you're supposed to be looking at. It's a state. Just making sure. In case I get it all mixed up or something. There we go. The plans of goods. Having to share a border with a nation we declared open rivalry and hostility against could lead people to be contemptuous. But the good citizens of Gords have managed to hide their contempt well. Instead, the local nobles have secretly started draft plans of expansion to the lands of our enemy. Plans that they believe might be put into action if Croatia would only have a leader who thought of the nation's glory first and political games second. Easy for me to say. They have little respect for the efforts of Republicans, but believe that the prince might support their ambitions. He just might. Even though, speaking of republicanism, look at here. That's the one that the Mamluks went with. And this is highly likely going to be that final tier government for the Mughal Empire in that other series. Legislative House, that's for administrative policies, which is theocracy is out of the question for me because that's just clergy loyalty, but to become a republic for the non-accepted cultures such as that vocal minority Turkish that still live in Zagreb, that would help out a little bit with the local unrest, manpower, tax, all that, including those little Venetians, and further possible expansions into Anatolia and Italy. Those are the areas that I will most likely go to. Of course, we will lose 3 government reforms. Oh, it's already compromised. Damn it. Didn't realize it. Because I often ignore it because I see that notification all the time and think about it. Okay. So let's end the episode on 1600. At the very beginning of 1600. Or just before it. Because that text is going to pop up. That it's going to bring on a new age. Just keep drill, and then, and all that. 17. We never had this much income before. Should use more advisors. Since you want more diplomatic powers, you always talk about that, then get it. I mean, I would like to have this. Diplomatic reputation. But, or trade efficiency, which would help you make more fortunes. Yeah, do that. Military. Wish we have a talented one, but we don't right now. Two little islands to see. You know, since we make so much money, what's the force limit for land? We can expand the army more. And, we can't really expand the navy. It's a bit too much to handle. But quite honestly, I would build a couple more heavy ships to at least 6, just like what the Ottomans had during their heyday. But just start saving up the money. We'll start spending it during the next episode. Which again, will become a republic. Highly likely, no doubt about it. Actually, there is one thing I should spend. Upgrade these fortresses. You can also upgrade the barracks, too. Training fields. Ah, that definitely helps that manpower. Since we have an awful lot of barracks that can be upgradable. So yeah, do that. Upgrade these 2. One in Zagreb, the biggest city, and another in Zagreb because that's our capital. There you go. At least do something with that money. And it'll be done in 2 years' time. But we don't need to spend it for all. I mean, castles will be retained, but only the very important areas should have that kind of fortifications. Castilian Brazil. A republic. Crown colony, to be exact. Now it's further inland. Our truce with the Ottomans don't expire until 1609. Now we're looking up in the northern Atlantic. And a little more into Brazil. Political maxims of the kingdom. One of Croatia's most respected advisors, Filip Jovanović, has recently published a work discussing the political principles of a federal form of government depends on. While certainly well written and convincingly argued, some of the material is strongly critical of the whole that princes of Croatia have had on office a cry recently. He advises loyalty to the king, unless we thought. I just appointed him. I'm gonna need that. Guess we'll have to terminate his appointment. Is he still around? Not anymore. I was about to go. It's like, okay, you're fired and then you're not fired. As I had a habit to do that in other games. But not here. Unfortunately. So we will stop on December. Because we want the next episode to be about a new century and a new Croatia and the new Balkans. So we'll stop right here. That is a native tribe. And yet they call him Duke. Strange. Well, one thing is for certain. Croatian first contact with the natives, but not, directly, but, in discussions if you wish to send a chancellor for whatever you need from them, which, why on earth would you want to, but you get the idea. Russia has formed. Misha. It's your culture. It's from over there. Tatars. Instead of ran by Muscovites and whatnot. Look at that first name. So, anyways, it's been a long episode, so as we said before, in the next episode of Croatia, it's going to be a new Croatia, as it is ranked number 5 of the great powers of the world, far away from Russia and Portugal and England. Now, I doubt we can beat out these other nations, knowing that we've only expanded it this much, but I'm sure new challenges will be coming to Croatia in the next century, especially debating whether or not we should expand into Italy to really get more trade value off of Venice, or go to Anatolia to help out to make us even more rich. So, willing to do anything to help us for the trade notes, as we have 37% of it here and very little for everybody else. So yes, we have become a European great power of Southern Europe, and the Balkans, a united Balkan country now, and highly likely will become a republic. But we'll see what kind of republic Croatia will be in the next episode. I know I will point out some few flaws of that plan, but I hope in the long term it may work well for Croatia. Especially that now we're a strong, defensible nation, even though we're still a bit behind on economic ideas. But we'll come to it. Especially when we get centralization, which will replace the old, where the hell is it? Regional representation. Even that's for territories. That. Centralized bureaucracy. Yeah, that. That's going to be replaced with an economic idea in the future. So, we'll just see what the future brings for Croatia as we have complete the major goal of this series. So new challenges will be coming soon. But until then, so long for now. Pozdrav.